Welcome into another edition of Insomnia Maniacs Tarot with your host, Tropical Empress in Spirit. Hi, beautiful people. Happy Sunday. I hope y'all had a wonderful, beautiful, relaxing weekend and got to do something fun. Hopefully. Or maybe some of y'all just kicked back and relaxed and just lounged around the house and took it easy, which y'all beautiful people know me. That's what I did. So I had to just stay in bed and recharge because I was wiped, you know, pushing my body past a certain point. I realized I gotta learn I have to back off a little bit, especially when spirit tells me it's time. So by me going through and staying up for almost 48 hours straight, I normally could do it if I'm on the go, but just being at home and taking care of things, I end up being stubborn and fighting my body, so I push myself past that point where I probably shouldn't, but I do. Being stubborn, trying to work, get other things done, so yeah, I crashed out Friday night, and Friday I slept. That's all I did. And Saturday I was in and out of it. Did some work in between when I was awake, but then I would be up for a couple hours and then fall back to sleep again. Be up for a couple hours, go back to sleep again. So at least I got a chance to recharge. So I'm here, fully energized. I've missed y'all over the weekend. I so wanted to get on yesterday, but Spirit told me no. They told me I needed another day to rest before I come out here and do this for another 4 or 5 days. And now they're even trying to limit me of how long I'm on here so I don't drain all my energy all at once. So we'll see how the night goes. I'm going to get into this collective reading for y'all. And from there, I'll do paid readings. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back, beautiful people. I do general collective readings at the beginning of every stream. At least for now. Soon I'm going to start pre-recording the collective, so y'all will have it before I start the stream, and then I can just get into paid readings and chat with y'all. And then, so y'all know, this is a collective reading for all signs. And it does not matter what sign you are. I do it for all signs. It's a collective. So beautiful people, take what messages resonate and leave behind the rest. If something doesn't fit, don't force it to fit, y'all. Alright. So let's see. Spirit. I'm just going to pull out some oracle cards. And then I'll get in the tarot. And then I'll pull out some more oracle cards. And maybe I'll use my dice and my charms. It's going to be up to Spirit how they guide me here. So welcome in, beautiful people. Thank you for being here. So this collective reading is free. Everything else I do after that, it's paid readings. And here's my board back here that has all the info. I also have pinned comment in the chat where y'all can see what I charge for my full in-depth reading. But I got readings that are less than that, so if y'all are interested, let me know. Alright, Spirit. I'm going to shuffle some of these decks real quick, and then I can get started. Give y'all a minute to get here, because I know some of y'all end up coming in a few minutes late. So happy Sunday, beautiful people. I know everybody doesn't look forward to Sunday, because knowing Monday's the start of a new work week. But like I said, I hope y'all did something fun over the weekend, especially with the weather being nice. Or maybe if you live in the South like I do, it's ungodly hot to stay out there for so long. But at least it's not freezing cold either in some parts of the world. As I know in some parts of the world right now, it's actually their winter. So, for me in the U.S., it's summer. Alright, one more deck, and then I'll get started. Spirit. Okay. What's going on, Spirit? What do you want to talk to the collective about? Alright. Here we go. So, what's going on with the collective, Spirit? Many of y'all are feeling lonely right now. You're having trouble connecting with people, making close connections. You feel isolated. Some of y'all are choosing this though. Other y'alls don't want to be that way. Spirit's showing me that for some of y'all, something's missing. And because of it, you're feeling isolated. Like you don't have, maybe you don't have a significant other. Maybe you don't have any close friends or family you can turn to and lean on. So I feel that heaviness. Some of y'all feel even a little sad. Like you just feel like, you know, what's the point of being here? You don't have anyone you feel in your circle or in your corner you can lean on and talk to. But I know this is something that many of y'all still want. As I know many of y'all are still looking for love. Spirit, what else? Many are feeling abandoned, even possibly rejected. Feeling like people won't even give you the time of day, even when you do try to connect with people. Or even maybe try and ask someone out on a date or ask for the number. You keep getting blocked, being rejected, which, you know, that's something else I can get into later because I have a deck specifically for love blockages. Spirit, what else? Can you give me something good for the collective? Spirit wants y'all to be determined. If you're working on any projects, you know, investing time in your hobbies, interests, this can even be professional career. Maybe some of y'all are feeling like you're not getting the fulfillment or being challenged or being recognized for your hard work. Spirit wants you to stay determined. Don't lose hope. You know, keep pushing forward. Doesn't always mean that everything's going to fall and become, you know, everything you want it to be. There's always going to be those up and down. And that's just life. You know, we all go through that. Doesn't mean that you're not doing a good job or people don't appreciate the hard work you put in. Sometimes you just gotta, you know, grin it and keep going. Don't let, you know, the lows bother you. Could even be maybe a boss isn't appreciating what you contribute. But maybe, you know, some people got other things going on and I can't think of when we can always, you know, put our full time and attention into one thing when we all have a life outside of work, right? We have family, friends, other things go on. So some of us struggle to put our personal problems to the side, especially when we go to work. And I think that's hard even for some people in management. They end up having personal problems like the rest of us. They're human. What is this about, Spirit? I see y'all, like I said, y'all are trying to find love. Y'all are looking for y'all's mate, your forever partner. And for some of y'all, this is something you're really trying to manifest. But Spirit showing me you got to work on being able to communicate better. Because I have communication right here. And I feel like some of y'all struggle to speak clearly, or maybe you're very shy. So, you know, you might be the one that's, you know, if someone says hi to you, you're, you know, polite and say hi back, but it's hard to start or keep a conversation going with someone. Like you kind of freeze up, and Spirit wants you to be more relaxed. Just be yourself. Don't try and be anyone else but you. You know, whether that's around friends, family, professional, or if you're looking at trying to find, you know, your significant other. You know, be yourself. You know, some people, you know, over the years I've learned there's some people who really find someone who's shy and reserved. They find that attractive. So just know that not everybody is going to accept you for the way you are, but it doesn't mean that the right person won't. The right person's going to love you and accept you for who you are. Sometimes it just means being patient. The Spirit has a way of blocking that too when they don't feel like we're ready to receive that person, or that person isn't ready for us. So because of it, I feel like many are playing it safe. You know, I feel like many are just kind of like waiting, you know, waiting for this person to show up instead of kind of going out there and looking for it yourself, which to me is like you're not putting yourself out there and, you know, going out in public, or even if you're trying to, you know, connect with people online, you're kind of like taking a step back. You're not really saying a whole lot, you know, people may not even know you're there. Or like I said, you know, you might say hello, but past that, it's like you freeze up. So Spirit wants you to stop feeling like, you know, you can't talk or be yourself, you know, stop being in this stuck energy. So many are feeling like y'all are in a rut. You're imprisoning yourself. And some of y'all are holding yourself back for that. You know, it's putting up a blockage. Whether that's, you know, trying to communicate with friends, family, or, you know, making a romantic connection. You got to speak up. People can't read your mind, beautiful people. You know, it's like I tell y'all, which, you know, I don't understand, but, you know, people from my generation, it seems like the guys are expecting the women to speak up and ask them for the number, where I was raised, no, the guys chase after the ladies. They ask for the numbers. And so I see many of my ladies out there are kind of confused, not understanding why guys aren't approaching them, or, you know, initiating, you know, asking for numbers, ask them out. It's like some of y'all are waiting for the woman to speak up. And you know what, guys, I gotta tell you, you know, some of us ladies, we won't be that way because our dads raised us that you're supposed to speak up. But ladies, let me tell y'all something. You gotta also let the guys know in some way that you're interested in them. Give them a chance, an opening to approach you. You cannot be beyond approach, as I feel some of y'all have that type of energy. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just feel like some of y'all been independent for far too long. You haven't had someone in your life, you know, to depend on. So you've been having to take on life by yourself. So it's hard to be more in that softer energy that, you know, guys generally speaking are looking for that softer side in a woman. So I get that too. I understand that. The Spirit's asking you kind of soften your rough edges. So men will be willing to approach you. It won't be so intimidated, because I get many times guys do get intimidated by many of us, and they don't know what to say or how to say it, or they're afraid they're going to ruin their one opportunity. So they're always hesitant, second guessing, doubting themselves. So gotta make yourself available in a way that they know, okay, yeah, maybe she's interested, or even start it off as a friendship. Don't go in the intention like, oh, this is a guy I'm gonna date, or this is a lady I'm gonna date. Start it off on a friendship. Take the pressure off yourself. And that might help, I feel. That's what Spirit's saying here. What else, Spirit? Showing. And some of y'all are feeling still like y'all are in this lack mentality. Like you don't have enough. I feel like many of y'all are kind of like taking a look around you. Looking at, friends, family, colleagues. Like they're living life up. And then you're kind of like out here on the side. Like, you know, how do they do it? How are they able to go out and enjoy life and be able to do all these different things when I'm barely making it? I could barely pay my bills. Like, how are they able to do it? And beautiful people, you gotta stop thinking in that lack mentality. Think of yourself as being abundant, that you're gonna manifest this and it's already yours and you're bringing it in. But you also got to take action into what is your intention? What is it exactly you're wanting to achieve? Are you wanting to spend more time out doing things? Well, if you want to do that, that may mean you have to sacrifice something. It does come with sacrifice. So that might mean instead of, going out to eat, 2, 3 times a week, maybe instead you eat at home and then you take that money you would use going out to eat and then you go out and do other activities. So you can spend quality time with friends and family, not just eating out. Eating out is nice. We all need to eat, but there's more to life than just, going out and eating. Do something fun. Spirit wants you to be in that inner child energy, be playful. And that playfulness will attract people coming towards you. They're going to want to be around you because you're fun to be around. You're easygoing, you're relaxed. Not so much, timid is the word I want to use, but it can be very intimidating. Even I get told this that, well, why don't you smile, Amanda? You need to smile more. And you know what? That's just condescending to me because in a sense, it's like, no, you obviously haven't taken the time to get to know me yet. I'm a serious person, especially when I'm doing my job here. Yeah, I'm serious. I'm serious about what I'm doing. And, to me, that's being more professional. Yes, I'll smile when, I feel like smiling, but I'm not going to do it just because someone asks or expects me to. It's going to come from me naturally. But if I see someone smile at me, I naturally smile back. Someone pays me a compliment, I normally will smile, as long as it's not being disrespectful. But I think sometimes we're waiting for someone to introduce themselves first and smile at us or give us a reason to smile when think of yourself. What are you happy? What makes you happy? Maybe you got to put yourself in that mindset. What's a place that, gives you that happiness, that warmth, fills you up with joy? And maybe that's how you can go about, being more softer and allowing people to see your happiness, that you can have fun, that you're not all serious business. Like I said, I'm calling myself out here. I understand it from that perspective. I get told that, but I'm still me. I can still have so much fun, but I'm still a serious person. I take life seriously, but do I take everything personally? No. And there's a difference. And some people don't know how to interpret that. So I feel like some of y'all are very much the same way in that regard. Many of y'all are very, easygoing, can have fun, laugh all the time, and maybe not take things as seriously. But many of us, with responsibilities and obligations, we do. Life is serious. It's not a game. We have to, be proactive, as I like to say. And I'm very proactive. I try and plan things out and think of, what I've got to do next. So beautiful people, Spirit saying, enjoy life more. Just have fun. Just a little bit. Don't feel like you can't have fun even when you feel like things aren't going well. Find something, even if it means you gotta stay at home, okay, but find something that makes you laugh. Maybe watch some comedy shows. Do something where it brings out that laughter in you, that happiness. the joy that people would like to see in all of us. Unless someone's just absolutely miserable and doesn't want to be happy, then that's different. Then you're going to attract the same thing, that misery. But if you can be happy, easygoing, that's what you'll attract. But as of right now, Spirit's saying stop being that lack mentality. That's like being in a victim mentality. Like you feel lost. You have no sense of direction. Alright, Spirit. What else? Show me. You are beginning a new cycle. And Spirit wants you to stay focused. I feel like this is all about your professional life. There's something you're really working hard on, trying to reach a goal. Some of y'all are working on some type of project, and it seems like it's very important. It's a collaboration. I'm seeing like charts. I'm seeing drawings. Like this could be like construction. This could be like an architecture. This can be what is that, Spirit? Even landscaping. I'm seeing different drawings for like different things that I feel like y'all are working on. Y'all are trying to put a game plan together to deliver this to, I feel like, a big client, a customer. But even for someone out here, this is personal. Like you're working on creating this beautiful garden. For someone, it's landscaping, it's garden. You want to plant all these different things. Um, someone is like waiting a little bit before they start planting, like into fall, before it starts getting really cold. Because right now, I know for some of us, depending on where you live, if you put, any plants in the ground now, it's going to burn up. It hasn't had time to kind of sit and take root. But I see some of y'all really starting to plan like within the coming year, a beautiful garden. I even see a waterfall, like a pond of some kind. And I see like these rocks or stones around it. And Spirit showing me y'all are trying to cleanse your energy, take time out. Some of y'all are in y'all's hermit mode, being solid, like I said at the beginning. Some of y'all are isolating yourself, but, and that's by choice. But some of y'all are really looking for attention, your like soul tribe or your significant other. But for those of y'all who are just kind of taking it easy, want to be left alone, Spirit showing me you're like trying to be in this cleansing energy. Get rid of all that toxic energy, blocking people out, you know, even putting up those boundaries with people and telling people, like, listen, I want to help you. I want to be there for you, but I can't do it all. I can't be there for everyone. I got to think about me too, because what I do for everyone, it's draining. And where do I get time for me? I even had a conversation with someone about this earlier today, where they feel like, everybody's wanting something from them you know, and they feel like they've gone wrong. And how to tell them they haven't, But yeah, self-care for some people means you're being selfish. No, that's not being selfish. That's loving yourself. So it's okay to tell people no. It's okay to put up those boundaries and say, listen, I don't have time. Like, I'm tired. I got other things to do. I want to do something and enjoy my life too, not just be there for everyone else, trying to fix everyone else's problems. I get that. So if you feel like you've been in that energy or you're constantly having to run to solve everyone else's problems, I feel like Spirit's saying it's time to take a step back and give yourself some time, alone time. Because I feel like once you do, you're going to start enjoying, life again, where you feel like, things aren't so cloudy, to where you'll be able to relax more. Because I get relax here. Sit back and relax. And when you put yourself in that type of energy, I feel like there's going to be a lot of abundance that's going to start pouring in. And you're going to start being able to see things from a different point of view, a different perspective, where you won't feel like maybe you're in this lack mentality. You're not getting enough, or you don't have enough. I feel like many of y'all will start to um, dream of what your life can be or what you want it to be, and how you can make a significant impact, not just in your life, but in other people's lives. But still, the focus needs to be, how do you fit in this? You know, how much of yourself can you give to others to where you're not completely wiping yourself out to where you have nothing left? And then, you know, be like me, you know, like I tell y'all, my days off, I'm in bed, I'm sleeping, I'm completely drained. And so even my spirit team is telling me it's time to put up some more boundaries where I'm going to have to shorten things, and I'm going to have to draw my energy back, and so I can start putting my time and energy into doing other things that I want to do. Some of it has to do with, you know, my channel and my business, but even outside of that, to enjoy life. You know, many of y'all know I like to bowl and shoot pool, and by the time I'm done working through the week, I have no energy to go out there and bowl and shoot pool. I'm just wiped. You know, it's not till like the third day, like today, I got more energy where, yeah, if I didn't work tonight, I would be able to go out and bowl or shoot pool, but here I am, back at work. And I know many of y'all are feeling that way too. Like you just don't have enough time, enough energy, you know, and many of y'all are having to take care of little kids. And I understand that they come first. So it's hard to find that time to yourself, especially if you don't have any support from people. So Spirit's saying you gotta like pencil that in your calendar, a day for just you and only you, and tell everyone else they're gonna have to wait. You know, everybody needs to take responsibility for themselves and be an adult, not constantly look to you. You know, if you're a mother, father, grandparent, even if you're an older sibling, for you to fix everything. And that's okay. It's okay to tell people no, because you gotta tell yourself yes sometimes, and do what makes you happy. Alright, Spirit, what else? Pull a couple more cards, and then I'm going to get into the tarot. Pull out my dice. Alright, Spirit. What other messages do you have? Some of y'all are being in that role of a teacher. I feel like y'all are taking on that. Some of y'all are a teacher, you're a mentor. This seems to be like a calling for you. Someone's in school right now, in fact, getting their master's degree to be a teacher. And that's an honorable thing. And Spirit wants to acknowledge that too. Here's the teacher, and here's honoring that path. So if you've been questioning yourself, if this is the right path for you, Spirit's saying no. This is what you're meant to do. This is your calling. Don't doubt yourself. Even if people are in your ear saying, well, teachers don't make enough. You know, they go through all this and they got to deal with that and blah, blah, blah. Don't listen to them. Spirit's calling on you to step in that role, to teach, to be a leader, to teach the next generation. And, you know, because I know a lot of, you know, kids today, they're lost. They're not getting enough instruction in school. And part of it, you know, can be personally going on at home where maybe they don't have two parents there, or, you know, maybe their parents are constantly working and they're not getting that time and attention. So you take on more than one role. You take on more than one hat. And yeah, it's going to be stressful, but it's going to be very rewarding for you at the same time. So if you're being called to be a teacher, honor it. Spirit wants you to honor it. And for some of y'all who might be in a leadership role, maybe you're a manager, you know, you are also a teacher because you're delegating tasks and you're showing your employees, you know, what to do, how to do something. And if they do something wrong, you know, have to step in and show them the right way. So teacher doesn't mean literally having to teach, you know, kids, you know, in a classroom. It could be many different roles. But Spirit saying, honor this. If this is your calling, to be that leader and take charge. Last one, Spirit. If y'all are feeling like you're not going to succeed, Spirit saying you will succeed. And again, beautiful people, don't let other people tell you you won't. Okay, you allow them to take too much power away from you. Know that you can and you will. And many of y'all are already doing it. So stop wasting your time on people who don't see your potential or don't want to see you succeed. You know, maybe you got to cut the cords with some of them. And I know even when it comes to family, okay, I know that's a hard thing to do, you know, because we all love our family like I do. But I also understand that there's just some people I have to love them from a distance. It doesn't mean I don't want the best for them. It doesn't mean I don't love them anymore. I do. I just understand I got to keep them at a distance. So that might be something you got to start doing too. Putting up those boundaries. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Now, I'll get into this. Spirit. What is this about? Where's my one tick? What's this one? Spirit, show me. Why is this here? Alright, Spirit. Clarify this for the collective. What is this about? Recent past energy. Many are overthinking things, and y'all are still looking to others, even to, you know, if you believe in a God, divine, your guardian angels, even passed over loved ones. You're looking for guidance, support from them. You're looking for messages to let you know that you are on the right path, but you're still overthinking everything, beautiful people, without trusting yourself. And Spirit wants you to know not everything is meant to be known right now. Here's the moon card. It's saying, you know, yeah, things are going to be kept from you. And some of it is because things haven't played out yet. So maybe you can't see the clear path. But Spirit's still asking you to trust yourself. Trust, you know, them, that they're guiding you right as long as you're looking for those answers and seeking it within. But even paying attention to the messages they are sending, because they're saying they are here. They're showing you. They need you to look up instead of, you know, put your head down and not taking a notice around when they're trying to speak to you and overthinking things. What is this about, Spirit? Why is this here? Many of y'all, it's about y'all stability, resources. Here again, it's all about like that lack mentality. Many of y'all are just focusing on trying to build this. Build, you know, your stability, your finances. Many of y'all, even this surrounds even your family. That foundation of not being able to see what's coming towards you, of what you can build on, but Spirit's asking you to live in this moment. What do you have right now? Okay, what can you work towards? What is that game plan again? You know, if you're looking to, let's say, you want to buy your own house, what resources do you have right now? You know, what do you need to cut back on to where you can put some money to the side and start saving up? You know, is there something else you can do? Can you take on a second job? You know, can you get a side gig? You know, yeah, it might take time away from family and friends and even yourself, but what is more important? Because I feel like many of y'all want to give your kids more than what you have. Many of y'all have kids of your own. So you're focusing on making that strong security and foundation for them. You know, I hear generational wealth, but it means sometimes we got to work a little bit harder to obtain it, you know. And sometimes, you know, Spirit saying, like, maybe that means having to take a course, get a certification. Maybe you're going to have to change jobs, find something else that pays more, or take on a second job. But I feel like something is going to come in. I get good news here. Spirit, what's the good news? Clarify this. I see love coming in. Clarify, Spirit. Knight of Cups. Someone wants to sweep you off your feet. This is romantic love. Someone wants to make you the center of their world. Are you communicating with someone? Are you exchanging messages, phone calls, emails, even getting together, sending each other, you know, little messages, notes? This person really wants to sweep you off your feet, or you want to sweep them off their feet and make them the center of your world. I feel like you found someone that you see possibly as your soulmate. You feel a soul connection to someone. And now you're kind of like overthinking things like, how do I make this happen? So how do I make this last? You know, if I were to pursue this person, you know, some of y'all don't feel like you have enough. I feel, and that's where some of this is coming from. Like, you're not going to be able to provide and give them the kind of things that maybe you feel they deserve. For some of y'all, you feel like this person's out of your league. They're out of reach for you. But Spirit, again, is reminding you, that's you in your own lack mentality instead of, you know, being proactive and being in that Emperor or that Empress energy and saying, no, I'm better than this. No, I can do more than this. You know, how can I expect someone to take me, accept me as I am, if I'm, you know, just willing to be complacent and settle? So some of y'all are, you know, thinking this. So there's new ways of how you can build this to maybe make this more solid, long term, instead of just looking at the short term. You know, will this person give as much to you as you want to give to them? But I do see many of y'all have found someone that you feel like, yes, I feel like this is my person. This person I've been waiting for. But you're still afraid. I feel like this person scares you. They intimidate you. Spirit, why is this here? Showing. Spirit's even telling you, you know, this is like your happily ever after. They're trying to show you that, yeah, many of your dreams and wishes and desires are coming to be, but it still means you need to have a leap of faith. You see your Nine of Cups, which is wishes being fulfilled emotionally, mentally, spiritually, even your creativity. I feel like people have been guiding you, telling you that this is coming towards you. But some of y'all are procrastinating again, sitting on the sidelines, you know, taking it easy, not taking any action towards this person. Even when they come towards you, I feel like you freeze up. Or you're, you know, second guessing your steps, second guessing, you know, what do I say? How do I keep their attention? You know, how much time can I give them? Are they willing to invest in me? You know, if I make that investment, am I going to still receive the same in return? So here you are, binding yourself in this Eight of Swords, overthinking things, and not able to see, because you're still stuck over here in this moon energy, you know, fearful of what the future is because you're not able to see it just yet. And maybe some of y'all are, you know, tuning into your intuitive gifts, asking Spirit, you know, am I right? Am I, you know, thinking like this is like a fantasy, or am I in tune that, you know, I feel like this person is the right one for me? And you want to take that approach with them, but you're still second guessing, even if Spirit's giving you those signs that, yes, have a leap of faith. Take a chance. But you're still procrastinating. Why? Because you got to break yourself free of this prison that I see. Spirit, why is this here? And for some of y'all, there's an opportunity coming. I feel like this is having to do with your abundance too. New job, a contract. Someone wants to give you an opportunity to possibly earn more money, or to open that door that you're wanting to go down professionally. Spirit, why is this here? Yeah, many of y'all feel trapped in this tower moment. And I can't show y'all because he's naked. But here you are. You know, the advice is break free of this cage, this prison you've put yourself in. And yeah, maybe, you know, your beliefs, how you approach life, how you approach your relationships. Maybe it's not the way, you know, majority of society would do it. Maybe it's a different way. But who cares? You know, it doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. You're just doing it different. You're doing it your way, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you have to follow, you know, the herd. You can be it by yourself. You know, Spirit's saying, don't back down from this. Something you want. You know, even if you got to break free from everyone else who's telling you to do something different, you know, to follow, you know, society. You don't have to do that, okay? You don't have to be in this prison of this, okay? Whatever this means for you. This can be, you know, religious beliefs. This can be cultural beliefs. This can be even something maybe your friends are over there telling you, you know, man, why are you doing that with her? You know, she's just going to take advantage of you. Or, you know, my ladies, this can be your girlfriends. Like, no, he's just a player. You know, why are you going above and beyond for him? You know, he's just going to break your heart. You know, he doesn't want to get married. So why are you wasting your time? It's not up to your friends, your family to decide your life, where you make your investments in, the people you are friends with, the people that you choose to have by your side, your significant other. That's for you to decide. That makes you happy. So Spirit's wanting to encourage you. Stop, you know, feeling like you're doing something wrong, you know, or you feel like, you know, things aren't going to go right as you're in this tower moment, you know, which means something needs to change. What needs to change? Need to change your way of thinking. This prison, this overthinking things, being critical, allowing others to critique you, to take your power away and tell you what you should be doing instead of you, no, backing off and telling them no. You know, I'm going to decide for me, you know, with all love and respect. I decide for me. You know, you don't have to like what I do, but you're not living my life either. As long as I'm not hurting anybody, that's all that matters, right? Whatever makes you happy. Because this is your 3 of Cups right here. You know, you want to get together and celebrate. And many of y'all, I feel like this is a proposal. For someone out here, you're wanting to propose. You know, sometimes when the Hierophant shows up, especially when I do a love reading, it's normally either someone wanting to take your relationship to the next level, or this is someone that wants to propose, or this can already be a marriage that's already taken place. And I get from some of y'all, you know, the ones who are wanting to make this solid commitment, you know, I feel like some of y'all feel like your family says you made the wrong choice. They're not the right one for you. You know, why did you even, you know, take them out? Why did you even, you know, move in with them? You know, why did you pay for this for them? Why'd you do that? You know, they're not one of us. So for some reason I'm getting like a separation of by culture or even religion or ethnicity. Beautiful people, stop being in that separation mentality. You know, we're all a human race, right? We're all human, okay? Yeah, many of us may have different cultural beliefs, based on our ethnicity, depending on, where we, um, our roots come from, even if it's a different country. Who cares? We're born to be different, right? And we can love someone who isn't exactly like us. There's nothing wrong with that. And I just saw a bunch of bright spirit orbs to the right of me. They're confirming what I'm saying to you. So stop listening to them, okay? Maybe, your family, maybe your friends are struggling with the fact that you chose someone who might be of a different race, we'll say. Because for someone, I'm picking this up. Don't let them decide for you. Does that person you're looking at, that you dream about, man or woman, are they your ideal person? Do you connect with them deeper? That soul connection, you have that deep love for them, that, the sun and the moon shine and rise around them and in their eyes. They might tell you you're blinded by love. Maybe. Love is blind, but that's a beautiful thing to follow your heart instead of, being allowing society to decide it by, appearances, being superficial. You go beyond that. You see beyond. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful union. So again, break free from this prison that your loved ones, your friends, your family might be putting you in. Okay? You can love them, respect them, but Spirit's saying stand firm. What you want, what you're fighting for. This union, whoever this person is, this marriage, this proposal, taking this relationship to the next step, next level. If that's what makes you happy, that's all that matters. And for someone, this is an opportunity to start somewhere new. Like I pick up on someone who wants to move. You want to move somewhere different. You want to get out of the area you've grown up in. Like you feel like there's no more growth there. Like you can't go out there and advance. I pick up. I feel it's like I see someone in a warehouse, picking orders. So I don't know what company this is, but I see you working in a warehouse picking orders. And it's, repetitive, the same thing. And you're not growing there. But you're looking around you and seeing that there isn't a whole lot of opportunity where you're living at. So that might mean you have to relocate, goes to a different city, a different state, even, possibly even a different country to find that opportunity. And yeah, that's scary. And yeah, maybe your friends and family are saying, "What are you doing? Why would you do that? You're not going to have anyone there, to lean on. Who cares? You can start over and you can build those friendships where you can trust and lean on people. But how are you supposed to grow? And you allow others to scare you, to block you from your potential abundance. To where I feel like someone's going to come in and act like they're, all in for you and they're wanting nothing but the best for you. But they're really not. They want to see you stuck in stagnant energy. They don't want to see you climb. They don't want to see you succeed. They don't want to see you do more than them, with this enemy card right here. So it's like I tell y'all beautiful people all the time. Just because someone's courteous, polite, smiles, laughs, has conversation with you, just because they smile on your face doesn't mean that they're your friend. They could be, putting on a facade, putting on a mask. And then as soon as you walk away, they're doing this, talking about you in a bad way. Not in a good way, but in a bad way. And a lot of it is pettiness. A lot of it is competition. A lot of it is envy. A lot of it is jealousy. Because they see you doing something that they won't do themselves. That they don't have the guts, the courage. Or because you're building something or because you got more than them. So they don't like that. They don't understand why you are who you are and you have been given what you've been given. And they're over here feeling like they're giving their all, but they don't have that. So make sure you know who your true friends are. And even when it comes to family, even family can, some family are toxic where, they stab you in the back. So be mindful of that too, beautiful people. But Spirit wants you to make a decision for yourself here instead of allowing others to choose for you. It's your life. What is it that you want? Where do you see yourself going? Who do you see yourself with? It's not up to everyone else. It's up to you and only you. And you are the one that's in charge of your life. They can't tell you what to do. It's like I would say to people, it's like, are you paying my bills? If you're not paying my bills, you have no right to tell me what to do. And even then, there's a difference telling and asking. So Spirit, what else? I feel like I need to pull from this deck real quick. Pull out my dice too. Spirit, what else? What's the possible outcome for this? What advice do you have? Outcome, Spirit. Again, Spirit wants you to break free. They keep emphasizing this, and there might be someone in your space who is, like, has this devil energy. Very selfish, self-sabotage, miserable, you know, thinks they're giving good advice, but they're not. They're really trying to see you fail instead of succeed. Someone who's codependent. They may have some type of addiction, but they are constantly always thinking the worst, never thinking the best or a possible good outcome, being optimistic. So be careful of this energy, because I feel like this is where this enemy is coming in. So there's someone in your circle, someone, you know, either is in your circle or someone who's going to enter your life soon, who is going to put on this face like they're all, you know, for you, loving, want nothing but the best of you, but really they're just going to turn around and stab you in the back. So be mindful of this. But don't allow yourself again to get trapped, even yourself, by this devilish energy, self-sabotaging, overthinking things, not ever thinking you're going to ever achieve anything or have a partner or have that abundant life you keep dreaming about. Stop thinking of lack. Think of optimism. Think of abundance. Think of, you know, having that good luck charm, like, you know, finding that four-leaf clover. You have that ability to make that happen, to have, you know, that luck and good fortune if you're willing to go after it and not allow others to stop you and get in your way. What else, Spirit? One more. I heard character assassination. So someone's going to try and attack your character too. Be mindful of that. I don't feel like they're going to win, but they're going to make that try to. So just be careful of who this person is. I feel like some of you already know who this person is. Others, they haven't entered your life yet, but they're coming. They're not going to succeed. And right now, for my single people, maybe most of you are meant to still be single for a little bit longer. So you focus on yourself. Because here's this Nine of Pentacles. This is a singular energy. This is someone who's very independent, strong, determined, has a lot of experience, wisdom, who's enjoying life by themselves. You know, it's not that they're not out there making friends or, you know, spending time with friends or family. You know, they're just not out there, you know, thinking about, you know, not being alone as far as like trying to find a mate. You know, you're very happy whether you're by yourself or you got people in your life. So Spirit wants you to honor this energy. Because I feel like once you do and really appreciate that time alone, I feel like more abundance will start pouring in. And I feel like whatever it is that you've been waiting on, you've been working on, you're going to succeed. Because you're going to come into this like the star. And I can't show her because her boobs are hanging out. But I have the star energy here, where there will be more hope and faith for you at the end of this. Because for some of y'all, this is a dark time, it feels. A lot of heaviness. Again, I still pick up someone who's really second-guessing themselves, who feels alone, feels isolated. Not that you want to be, but you just don't have anyone. And now you're wanting to step out and, you know, I hear glow up. So I feel like a glow up might be coming. But you got to step outside of your house first and engage with society, engage with the public, get to know people, allow them to get to know you, where that hope and that faith and that optimism in people, the right people, okay? Let me emphasize this, the right people will enter your life and appreciate you and see you as a light in their life. That's what this star card here is telling me. You know, you're gonna be like in the spotlight to them. You might even give them that hope that yes, anything's possible, even coming from hardship, difficulties. You know, just doing things alone, struggling, not ever feeling like you're gonna ever see the end of it, but you bring in this hope for them. And you're gonna make a lot of connections and bring a lot of light to a lot of people's lives. So don't feel like it's hopeless. And don't allow yourself to get lost in that tower moment for some of y'all who I feel like are in a tower moment and are getting ready to go through it. That's your spirit trying to change things for you, to redirect you on a different path. Because for many of y'all, maybe the path isn't complete. Maybe it's not right. For many of y'all, it is, but for some of y'all, it's not. There's something off. Like I see a fork in the road, but then I see another um, path off of that some of y'all need to go down. And you're going to have to trust again in the divine, in your spirit team to guide you if that's where you're meant to go. But for most of y'all, you already know what path that is. Understand it, appreciate it, take it all in. And yeah, bring the people with you who are meant to be in your life, the ones that you want in your life, but the ones you don't, beautiful people, it's okay to cut the cords and let them go and put up your boundaries. Like I said, it's not that you hate them. It's not that you wish bad on them. You just understand you're meant to go down a different road. And that's okay. Believe in yourself. Alright, Spirit. Let me see. Do this real quick. Oh. Spirit. What are some things that collective needs to focus on for their higher good? Again, I get speak. Spirit needs y'all to speak up. Really focus on, what do they call that? Throat chakra. Vocalizing your wants, your needs, your desires. Not being afraid. What else, Spirit? Does the collective need to work on for their highest good? I got addictions here. For some of y'all, this is an addiction. You know, that addiction, beautiful people, doesn't have to be drugs or alcohol. This can be, you know, someone has a food addiction. This could be someone who likes to shop and doesn't have money. You know, this can be someone that is a homebody, a couch potato, who rather sit at home all day and watch TV. They're addicted to TV instead of getting out and enjoying life outside of home. This can be anything. So y'all figure out for yourself what is that addiction that you're struggling with. What else, Spirit? Boundaries, fear, and doubt. Again, this goes with speaking. And like the tarot, you know, Spirit's just confirming what I was talking about with the tarot. About putting up your boundaries and speaking up. Don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to put up those boundaries with people and telling people no. I feel like some of y'all find it difficult to do both because you end up doubting yourself or you fear people's rejection because by you saying no, you feel like, well, they're not going to stick around. You know what? If they can't love and respect your boundaries and appreciate that, then they're not the right people for you. And that's what you have to remember too. What else, Spirit? Again, Spirit wants you to take action. Take action towards your dreams, your happiness. Right here. This card is speaking loudly to me. Stop feeling like you're carrying all this weight and burdens, like you're in this lack mentality. Spirit saying, change this, okay? You want this, you know, you want to be successful and happy, you gotta break free of this, and also feeling like this. Okay, what else, Spirit? Where's my charms real quick? Again, Spirit showing me, you know how I keep saying some of you are in this negative mindset? That's the key. You gotta break free of this. And Spirit showing me, be fearless. Don't feel like, you know, the signs are telling you that people are gonna stop you, keep you from things. Spirit wants you to be fearless right here. Be fearless. Instead of being in fear, be fearless. What's this, Spirit? I don't know what that is. Some kind of flower. Spirit's asking you to open up from any roadblocks and know that it's good to be playful. Spirit wants you to know you're protected. They're watching out for you, and that you have the power to steer this ship in any direction you're wanting to go in. But you have to face the hidden truths of yourself. Be like this. What is this? It's a zebra, I think, but I feel like more of like a horse. Get on that horse, ride it to the water, and drink it. What is that hidden truth, that purity in yourself that's telling you? It's like if you have some kind of secret you're keeping, Spirit saying it's time to speak up. Let that person know. But I feel like a mirror here. You got to look yourself in the mirror and face some of the deeper truths that maybe you're struggling to face. All right, that's all I got here. Oracle cards, because I didn't pull these earlier. Spirit. And let's just use that for the collective, please. Thank you. Show me. Let's see. It's time to be in gratitude. Spirit saying gratitude is dreaming, which is true. When you live in gratitude, that brings in your abundance. So here we have gratitude is dreaming. It says gratitude is the most powerful manifesting energy in the world. Appreciation for all life, from the shiny, happy parts to the dark challenges, creates an energy that is magnetic to miracles, to love, to purpose, to synchronicities. According to the law of praise, when we are sincerely thankful in advance of seeing evidence of our desires in the material world, this acts as a quickening agent that draws to us the best that life has to offer. Don't wait for the materialization of your desires until you cultivate an attitude of gratitude. You are surrounded by much to appreciate now, both in the visible world and in the not yet visible. Be thankful for the smallest things you do have, the tiniest wins, and let the power of gratitude infuse your every breath. You call your dreams forth through appreciating your blessings in advance. The more you praise, the more that gratitude will grow and show up in the outer world in ways you can't even imagine. You will find you have tapped an unending vein of gold. Be in this manifesting power of gratitude. This is the law of praise. Be in that appreciative energy, and that will bring in so much more abundance. Like I said, Spirit will want to bless you. The universe, some way, somehow, someone you come across just unexpectedly may want to give you something, gift you something, because they see that you're making the most of what you got, and that's a beautiful thing. Alright, Spirit, I'll pull from this real quick. Nope, don't tip over. Spirit animal. Spirit. Show me. The lizard. Regeneration. As a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are a master of regeneration. And this is true. Many of y'all are like recharging, regenerating. It's like I told y'all, learn to transmute that energy. Even if people, are driving negative energy towards you, transmute it. Resist it. And, it's like an example I'll give y'all. People can sit here and tell me all day long that, they're the naysayers. No, you'll never succeed. No, you'll never have this. You'll never do that. You'll never see this. Oh, really? And I just laugh. And it's like, watch me. I'll do it. And I use their negativity to see me fail or think that I won't ever do it. And I allow that to drive me. It fuels me. So use that energy to regenerate you, to do what you want, what you feel you can accomplish, not what everyone else on the outside feels you can or can't achieve. It's all about you, your attention, where you're putting your time and investing it in. So what's most important? Invest that time. And beautiful people, the people who are in your life, don't take them for granted. Because you never know. They may turn around and say, you know what, you haven't been there, so why bother? And walk out. So be appreciative. Like Spirit said, gratitude is dreaming. So be in gratitude. Appreciate everything and everyone. But regenerate, transform, and transmute all that energy to be the best you can be, that you want to be, you see yourself as. Because you're the master of your life. And always remember that. Now, this angel card, Spirit. Show me. Angel card you have. Many are ascending to. And that's changing. That's transformative in itself. And again, not everyone's meant to come along with you, beautiful people. And that's okay. And like I kept telling y'all, get out of your way, get out of your head. I got Joe Feel. Lead your thoughts. Your mind is like a garden, a space that requires time and attention. Take the time to weed out the thoughts and feelings you know are spoiling the beauty. Release from your mental space the recurring stories that you're telling yourself, especially those that are hooked into the energy of fear. Instead, think about what you desire. Remember what lights you up, and enjoy the blessings that are in your life. Let flowers bloom from your loving thoughts. And the positive affirmation you can say to yourself, beautiful people, is my thoughts are seeds that blossom. My thoughts are seeds that blossom. And that's what I have for y'all, beautiful people, for the general collective reading. Again, beautiful people, if you're new to my channel, welcome. That was a general collective reading. That was for all signs. It doesn't matter what sign you are. Take what messages resonate, leave behind the rest. Thank you for being here. Hi, y'all. It resonates. Oh, I'm happy to hear that. Hi, Bob. How you doing, baby? I missed y'all. You're welcome, honey. These up. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Let me put these cards back and then I'll say hi to y'all. My luck, it probably fell. That would be my luck. Maybe not. Y'all should see my ottoman. I got all these decks stacked up on each other now. Because I ran out of room to put things on my shelves. Hi, Gnostic. How you doing, baby? I'm gravy, baby. Thank you for asking. How you doing? Hi, Tiffany. Thank you, beautiful. How you doing, honey? Hi, Gina. Beautiful moonchild. Hi, Debs. Hey, Eternal. Hi, Millie. Ooh, I just saw a blue spirit orb. And hi, everyone else who's here. Hi to my beautiful lurkers in the background. Doggone it. No. There. You got the bill from you calling me, not a cent? Well, that's good to know, baby, because I would have been worried. Because we talked for what? Like an hour and a half, 2 hours? It was something like that. So I'm glad to hear it didn't cost you anything, baby. Because if I were to have called you, ooh, I wouldn't want to know what that bill would have been. Hi, Jim. Yeah, it was like 3 hours. That was that night when I talked. What did I say? I said I talked for like, what, 13 hours or something like that? Trigger. What do you mean, baby? Oh, thank you, Moonchild. Your boss triggered you. Oh, no. Not again. I'm sorry, baby. Yeah, my back's doing pretty good. Someone was kind enough to give me a new, I guess it's like a lumbar pillow type thing for my chair. But it's like a cushion I sit on. It's not for the back. I'm actually sitting on it. Like, it gives my butt some padding. So, let's see how long it holds up. I think it'll work. It'll help greatly. Absolutely, Bob. Well, baby, I didn't know exactly how you called me either, because I know you tried doing it through Facebook. Well, I tried, but it didn't work or something. I can't remember. So you had to do it a different way. Oh, now that I got my chair cushion, y'all can see more of my face because the comments block me. I know I'm such a short person. I'm sorry. So, waiting for the rest of my hair to dry. Y'all are so funny. I can't help it that I'm so doggone short, y'all. You know, I guess my mom was stingy. She didn't give me her height. That would have been something, though. I couldn't see me being 5'11" like her. Yeah, one in your car before your back, not your booty. I used to have one in my car for my back. Someone got it for me many, many years ago. And it had like a massager in it too, but I have no idea what happened to it. It was in my Dodge Neon, which was my very first car. And then when I got my Camaro, I have no idea what I did with it. I need to get another one though, because I know it would help that too. But if I was to have something like in the back of this chair, I would be like sitting on the edge, and that would really hurt my back. So it's nice. It works. It helps. So thank you again. You know who you are, who got me this. Thank you so, so very much. So how was y'all's weekend? What y'all been up to? Did y'all do anything fun? I hope so. Someone tell me y'all had fun. I just stayed home and slept and did some work. Mom was 5'4" and Dad was 6'4". You know, it's funny because my mama was 5'11", but my dad, my real dad, he was only 5'5". So my mama was taller than him. But then when my mama got remarried to my daddy, my stepdad, he was 6'1", I think. So, of course, you couldn't tell. And then, of course, if my mama put on her heels, she was taller than him then, but... Oh, yeah, honey. That was my very first car. A Dodge Neon. My daddy helped me to get it, too, because he worked for the dealership. That's probably one of my favorite memories with him. I remember being at home, being on the computer. Of course, this is still when dial-up existed. And we went online and we built that car. You know, we got to go in there and decide what color, you know, what, all the specifications for it. And of course, I wanted it fully loaded. I wanted everything you can get with it. And I picked out silver for it. Don't ask me why. I just wanted it silver. And it came with like the, you know, alloy rims. You know, it's supposed to be the, you know, nicest rims. Hi, Jose. Hi, Honey Love. Hi, Matthew. And so, I had to wait, I don't know, I think it was about a month, maybe 6 weeks for the car. And I honestly forgot about it because I was so busy working. I wasn't even dreaming about waiting for that car to arrive, to be honest. I was just so tired from working and taking care of my mom. And then I remember my daddy coming to my bedroom door knocking. Sweet pea, it's time to go get your car. What? Oh, it's here? You know. And it had not hit me yet. I had not got excited yet. I think I was a little nervous. And then I remember we pull into the parking lot and we get out of the car and we're looking around, looking at the whole, you know, lot of all the different cars, looking like, where's the car? And then my daddy spotted it and he's like, I think that's your car right there. And I looked at the car and it's like, okay, it's silver. It had the alloy rims, silver or gray interior, but it had something extra on it. And my daddy looked at me with this smile. He's like, did you know it was coming with a moonroof? Moonroof? No. But then I looked at it, I was like, oh gosh. Oh yeah, it does have a moonroof. And my daddy just gave me this big, huge smile. So I don't remember picking out no stupid moonroof, okay? But I think my daddy and the guys, you know, there, that was something they threw in for me. So that was a nice gift. A little extra I wasn't expecting. I love that car. I drove that car like it was a V8 though. Oh, I got a heavy foot. And in a year and a half, I had put about 36,000 miles on that car. And I never left the state. That was me just driving around. That was me going to the pool hall, working, running here, running there. You would have thought I had gone, you know, taken a few road trips, but I didn't. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about, Debs. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that car, them four hamsters didn't move fast enough for me. I appreciated that car, but I knew it was time. And so I sat there and thought about it at first. I was like, I always wanted a Honda Accord or a Honda Prelude. This is back when they still had the Honda Preludes. So I was really, really seriously considering getting one of those. But it came with a, you know, a V6, and it's like, I just don't think that's going to be powerful enough. I think, you know, I'm still going to drive it like it has four hamster wheels. You know, it's not going to go fast enough. So I started thinking, and I thought of my mama. I remember my mama came to mind, and it's like, no, I need like mama's car. You know, I need a Camaro. And I always loved her cars. So it's like, you know, I did drive the Honda Accord. I don't think they had a Honda Prelude there, but I did drive the Accord. And it drove nicely, but it wasn't what I was looking for. Even with me getting it fully loaded and all that, it's like, no, I think I need the sports car. So we even went and looked at at the Mustangs. So I did look at the Ford Mustangs. Didn't like that either. It was too small. Um, and when I started it, it didn't sound right to me. And it's like, and it was, I think it was a Roush, um, Ford Mustang 5.0, but it didn't sit with me. So we got a Chevy dealership, and I see the Z28 sitting there, and it's like, yep, I think that's my car right there. I I, I need that car, and I thought of my mom and got in it. And it's like, yep, this is the car for me. So I gave them that Dodge Neon. I traded it in. It's like, y'all can keep the hamster wheels. I'm taking the ponies. But I did really appreciate that Dodge Neon. It being my very first car, aside from driving my mama's Camaro for the little bit that I did. And then she had, um, what was it? A Dodge Intrepid, I think it was. Well, they had a Dodge Intrepid, and then they also had, at some point, they had one of the Ford Tauruses, too. So, and those cars were alright, but, you know, I got a heavy foot like my mama, so. You had a four-door lime green Chevy Malibu. The Chevy Malibus were pretty cool. Um, I liked more of the, like the Monte Carlos. I love those. Your first car was a 74 Cortina. I don't even know what that is. I'd have to look that up. You'd have to send me a picture of that, baby. I'd love to see it. I love old cars. I love classic cars. They don't make cars today like they did back then. Oh yeah, I love the Monte Carlos. I wanted one too. And I think back then when I got my Camaro, I think they did have them, but I think they might have just stopped making them. So, and if I was gonna get a car, I wanted a new car. So, I didn't even bother going and finding one. What color was the Monte Carlo, Debs? I know it had to be pretty. Those are like some of the pimp cars that some of the guys use. Aww. A 69 Dodge Dart. Now that would have been a cool car to see too. All the older classic cars, they're all cool. And that's true, Debs. Back then, you could actually work on your car and not have to worry about anything. And today, you can't because of all this stupid computer technology in it now. I can't stand it. Hi, 420. How you doing, baby? Yours was a 68 green Camaro convertible. Nice, Debs. What happened to the Camaro, Debs? I would have loved that car. I would have kept it. 11:30. Mm, mm. I wonder. See, and one of the other things I wanted, if I ever had the chance to get it, I still wanted a pickup truck. But, man, I surely did not want to pay no $60,000 for a damn truck. It's like if I'm going to pay that much money for a truck, I might as well go get me a Corvette, was my attitude. I looked at the it was a F-150, Ford F-150, but it was the crap, what was the name? It was a special name to it. So it was like a special edition. And it was a beautiful truck. Don't get me wrong, it was a beautiful truck. And the other thing that turned me off from it was because the only truck that they had on the lot, of course, I ain't go looking anywhere else, um, was used. And it's like, if I'm gonna pay that much money for a truck, you're gonna give me a brand new one, not one that someone's already been driving. Um, so, and then they were trying to get me, I'll never forget this, they were trying to get me to, because even the car payments was ridiculous. I mean, you were talking about like $900 a month, I think it was, for that, pickup truck. And that was with a low interest rate. And I told them, I said, nope, nope, not gonna happen. And then they tried getting me to lease the truck, which would have made it like, I think it was around $750 a month. I said, nope, not that used truck, and I ain't leasing no stupid truck, no car. I'm gonna own my cars. So it was ridiculous, like I said. And I remember I told them too, I said, you want me to give you like $65,000, $70,000 for this pickup truck when I could go out right now and buy two Camaros. And I remember telling them that. It's like, I ain't playing with y'all. Y'all crazy if y'all think I'm gonna sit here and sign this. I said, my daddy didn't raise a fool. No, you can't negotiate low enough for me to buy it. I'd rather go spend half that and get me another sports car. So that's what I did. Yes, Debs. I still have both cars. A 69 Cutlass Supreme. Those were the pimp cars too back then. But yeah, I still have both my Camaros. 2002s. But I still wouldn't mind having a pickup truck. Like I said, I can't remember what the name of that damn truck. It was like, like the Mustangs was, they had the Roush Mustang. This was something like that. But I can't think of the name. But it was the F-150 back then. And that would have been 2002, 2003, something like that. It was a beautiful truck. It even had it to where like the gas pedal and the brake moved up and back. So if you were short or taller, to adjust not just the seat going back, but the actual gas and brake pedal moved up and back. It was pretty neat. Ford Falcon, those were nice cars too, Moonshine. And a Chevelle. Oh my gosh, Gnostic. Yeah, I would have loved a Chevelle too. Those were some beautiful cars. And crotch rockets. You're so funny. Ouch. 40. Shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna have to. Hopefully, I won't get so drowsy. Okay, Bob. I'll definitely look at it, baby. I'm curious to see it. I've never heard of it, so. Yeah, I need something else for this back. I still need something firm for the back of this chair. Ooh, I think my back just popped. Oh, thank you, Moonchild. Y'all like pink on me, huh? I do love this top. It's old. I've had it for some years now. It still fits. Baby, I can't put this towel in here because then it's going to push me and then I'm be sitting on the edge of this chair. Otherwise, I would. Already tried it. Wow, Debs, that's crazy, honey. I still gotta figure out where to put all these other decks at now. My office is a mess. Okay. Let me stand up for a minute, beautiful people. Let me give my back a chance to move around. Okay. I'll be right back, y'all. Good night, Gnostic. Hey, Moonchild. I got my car up to... I got one of them up to almost 120 one day. I didn't even realize I got it up that fast, and I wasn't trying to, but I did. Before then, I got one of my cars up to, I think about it was 110. But that was late at night when it was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and nobody was out on the interstate. But yeah. Alright, my beautiful people. I'm going to hang around for like an hour with y'all. If I don't get any paid readings, I'm going to shut it down in an hour. So that way I can conserve some of my energy. And maybe I'll come back later. But I want to focus on trying to do some of my recorded videos too that I haven't done. And I feel really bad. You don't do fast. Shoot. I got a heavy foot, Moonchild. You want to get in my car? You ever want to feel like what it's like to feel like your butt's, on the road, sitting low? Climb into one of my cars. And y'all talking about car troubles? Man. Yeah, someone ran an errand and came back and told me that the car wouldn't start. So someone had to help them jump the car. Thankfully, the car started, but naturally it's either the battery or the alternator. And of course, the car's still overheating, so that you can't turn the AC on. And of course, I told them what they needed to do, what someone on here told me, tell them what to do, so the car didn't overheat. They still haven't done it. And I just kind of just walked away. It's like, you want me to fix this too? Make this my problem? Like, mm-mm. No, I mean, Bob, it has and it hasn't. It's still the same tire. They're just having to blow it up. So thankfully, we have a an air thing that can fill the tire back up. But it really still needs new tires because the tread is very thin on it, and I know it. So right now, I'm more worried about the car blowing up than I am the tire. Though the tires need to be replaced, all four. Because I've never been one that only buys one tire. Normally, if one tire wears out, all four of them are wearing out, so I have to replace all four and do it at the same time. So I'm gonna have to do that at some point, but you know how that goes. Honey, you can't turn the heater on. It's too freaking ungodly hot, Gina. Holy cow. Nope. I would roast in that car. Plus, both my cars have black leather interior. And y'all know black, the sun absorbs it, doesn't reflect it, so that makes it worse. Pretty much, Debs, yeah. I mean, the one's being driven, but can't turn the AC on because it overheats the car. And like I said, now I get told today that the car wouldn't start, so it's either the battery or the alternator. So I got to deal with that still. So, I'm going to have to spend the next month and a half focusing on getting the other projects going, so and start making pre-recorded videos for y'all and for the ones that are gonna come to my exclusive community and all that good stuff. Oh yeah, Moonchild, I understand what you and Jean are talking about. But you can't do that here in summer right now, beautiful. You know what it's like to be in the South? That humidity. I wouldn't survive, especially if I got to drive an hour and a half to get somewhere right now. So I don't know how that's going to work, because I think I have a doctor's appointment next week. So this will be interesting. So I got my new decks here that I got a chance to browse through them, yes and no. Where'd that one go? That's not it. Maybe this one. Yep. Love blockages. Yeah, honey. I love canned heat. Y'all are crazy. I could only tolerate the heat for so long before it's like my body said, nope. He's back. Oh, honey, Debs, I believe it. Hey, unfortunately, I'm gonna end up spending probably another $5,000 to fix both my cars, unfortunately. Because it's gonna be about $1,000 just for the tires, whatever the alternator cost, if it is the alternator, and then the money to fix my car. But at some point I gotta replace the brakes too, which would need new brake pads and rotors. Oh yeah, because I turned the subscribers only on. I mean, I could always turn it off and, you know, Bob and them can have some fun with them. It's always a joy. You know, I don't know what it is today, but I was watching a video yesterday or today, and y'all know me, who's been here before. Y'all know I can't stand that word simp. You know what people call guys who I don't even know what they really mean by it anymore than the fact that, you know, it seems like to me, you know, they think simps are the guys that treat women like they're the queens and this and that. And it's like, I mean, I don't know where y'all came from, but, you know, I was raised that a man is supposed to be loving and treat his woman like a queen. So it's just weird. And I can't stand that word simp. Hi, Kathy. How you doing, beautiful? I got this other Love Oracle deck that I haven't had a chance to look through. And I've had it for about a month now. It's pretty bad. Oh, I'm gravy, beautiful. Thank you for asking. Toby's good. He was actually, I just saw him. He's laying on my couch, curled up asleep. He looks so peaceful. And my other cat, Wolfie, got loose. I don't know where he is. He's outside somewhere. And he's been MIA since last night. So, I'm getting worried about him. So, I'm Gravy. Thank you for asking. How you doing, sweetheart? Well, Debs, I know you can get used cars, honey. The only problem I have with that is you're normally buying someone else's problem. And if I'm going to have to invest into repairing a car, I might as well repair the car that I have. The one that I know what's been done to it, what work's been done on it, and so forth. So, that's my whole issue with that. I got this pretty manifesting type deck. So, 12 o'clock. So what else is going on with y'all beautiful people? Oh yeah, Debs, that's everywhere, honey. I mean, you know. You see how many of them I get on here. Oh wow, Kathy. I hate to hear that about your mama. I'm praying everything goes well. And sending you and her love and light, healing and comfort. Yeah, Gnostic, I read something about tonight was supposed to be the moon with some of the stars. Can't remember what it said. But I haven't even looked outside up at the moon to see if I can even see it. Might even be a bunch of clouds out there for all I know. Wow, Debs, that's crazy, honey. 42 cats, well, I got 16 in there, including Toby and Wolfie, and one of the mamas is still pregnant. So I'm assuming she'll probably have 4 more. So there'll be 20, and yeah. I'm getting a little annoyed with it myself. We all need to manifest. Oh, honey, I've been in that manifesting energy for months now. I keep manifesting all my abundance for the divine to provide me with everything I need. And also a little bit of what I'd want. So, oh, that's nice of you, 420. Or I mean Gnostic. Gnostic, I thought you were leaving, baby. Hey, Eternal. Yes, he does, Gnostic. You're right, baby. I believe in miracles. You slag. I hear you. Ooh, somebody's meant to be with someone. I don't know why this card jumped out. You're meant to be together. In the end, love wins. Showing people you're a mod. Oh, that's cool, Eternal. I hear you, Gnostic. I've done that too, baby. Because you're trying to, keep in touch with people and then still, scrolling. Oh, Kathy, beautiful. Unfortunately, some people are just mean-spirited. You just got to believe, beautiful, that, Divine will step into her heart and, maybe she just needs to be humbled. And, I don't wish anything on anyone, anything bad, but maybe that's the Divine trying to come in and humble her and change her while she has cancer. Karma has a way of doing that sometimes. Kathy, you know what you need, honey. And I mean this seriously, but it's also playful because I think you'll understand the joke in it. How people used to say this when I was growing up. You know how you would get around some women that would be hateful. They would be petty. They would just have this rude, ugly, nasty attitude. And so you would be in your friend group and, you would see one of these women come by and say something and someone would have to speak up. And then as soon as that person walked away, you and your friends would be like, or have that attitude like, you'd call them the B word and, be gone spray. You know what I'm talking about? You need that only, you need someone like that, spiritual protection spray, like what some people make. Instead of doing like the smoke smudge, like what I do when I cleanse the energy in my office and around me, this is like an actual spray. And I think you can make your own or you can purchase it. I know people put different things depending on what you do, but I would do that. I would take some of that with you, honey. And whenever your mom is being hateful, just act like you're spraying some some perfume or something in the room. And just think of it like, yeah, this is, your hateful side, be gone. Something like that. And hopefully it'll make you smile at least. That too, Gnostic, you're right. Energy vampires. Hi, Maliki. Air freshener, yeah. You knew what I meant, Gnostic. I would use it like an air freshener. But I would just spray that vanishing spray instead. So, and just laugh about it. Your mom ain't got to know what it's for, but you know what it's for. That's how I would handle it. Just to try and keep the negative energy so you can help shield yourself. Because I'm sure if you try to use any smoke smudge, she'd probably want to know what the hell you're doing. And it might be bad for her, but the air freshener way might work a lot better. That too, Moonchild. Ask for forgiveness. Yeah. I get that too. Gnostic. I'm sorry to hear that, baby. Can't allow people to get the best of you. Some people are not worth it. Even the people you may have to work with, or as we're talking about, even family. I shield myself from all that. Yeah, I need something for my back. Doggone it. Find something else to bring this back of my chair. Toaster with mushrooms. Now that's pretty funny. Kathy. Honey, I will keep you in my prayers. Let me tell you. Can't change her. She's got to decide that for herself. And I just saw a white spirit orb. So. Absolutely, honey. Good night, 420. Sweet dreams, baby. And that's beautiful, Gnostic. And it's good that you continue doing that, baby, because I promise you, the right people will treat you right, and the wrong ones don't understand they can't cross your boundaries. So, and they'll back away. What do you call an energy vampire that uses its power to help others? I don't know, Eternal. You know, people would still call you an energy vampire, even though you're using it for good. I think it's the intention, baby, and I think exactly how you're using it, because I know some people feed off of negative energy. And I feel like what you do is you try and transmute it into something positive. And which I understand how you use that. And you feel like if you're taking away their negative energy, it's kind of like lowering that negative energy that surrounds them. So hopefully they'll bring in more positive energy and they won't be in that miserable, self-sabotaging mentality. But I think most people would still say you're an energy vampire. You just have a different use of it. You don't use it the way many others would use it, or abuse it, I would say. Maybe you used to, but not anymore. Yeah, Gnostic, just use a smoke smudge, baby. You gotta do that. That's like a daily ritual I have to do. I actually have to do it more than once a day to cleanse my space, to cleanse my energy, because sometimes even just being here, as y'all know, and some of that energy lingers. So I gotta find a way to cleanse it out, because that can weigh heavy on me too. So I gotta be careful to try and block that energy out so it doesn't drain me. I look tired. No, baby, I'm not tired. I mean, I know I could use more sleep. It could be just my medicine. Writing. What are you talking about, Kathy? You're talking about my board? This has all the prices for my readings. I reckon I need to do something. Put it up higher so where people can see it, because I could see the chat covers up some of it. Bright Debs, alchemize it. Thank you. You gave me the right word. Yeah, because it just might be too toxic. Sometimes the energy gets too toxic and both people are just so toxic. It's hard to fix it, which would make it impossible. Dang. That sock left this mark on my leg. That's interesting. I just now noticed that. I don't understand why one sock did it and the other one didn't. Okay, Eternal. I think I might understand. But I think people would still classify it as an energy vampire. Because you're still trying to take others' energy. Even if it's just the regular energy in the room, so to speak. Not particularly from a specific person, but the overall. Oh, Bob flirts with everybody, Kathy. He's just talking, sweetheart. He's not flirting, he's just socializing. I don't even need to acknowledge that. Let's see. Oh, I know. Bye-bye. See you bye, Marissa. Bye-bye. Don't come back. Well, and Bob and Eternal didn't do nothing, so there you go. Just relax. You are so funny. Okay. It's still single and solo. Gnostic, I understand that, baby. You know me, so might as well say I'm the same. All you saw was sad face, Bob. What are you talking about, baby? That's right, Deb. Send it back. Oh, you didn't see everything she said, Bob? Oh, she was talking about something about farting into the mic or something. So, I know that no communication is a form of communication. Regardless, I can't lie to myself. Yeah. Not saying anything can speak for itself, baby. You know, not every, I mean, if you're trying to connect with someone and they're not reaching out, then that's their loss, baby. I'll never understand people who say they have an interest in someone, but they can't even give someone 5 minutes of their time. You know, 5, 10 minutes. You know, really, you should be able to give someone like 15 minutes, and a half hour of your time, even if you're exhausted. You know, but people take that time for granted. And you know, when people fail to put me as a priority and give me that extra time, especially if I'm making time for them, then you know what? I just keep looking ahead. I let them go. And that's what you gotta learn to do, Gnostic. I'm not gonna allow people come in and waste my time. And I think that's one of the things that even my spirit team's been trying to guide me towards lately. Because they're trying to get me to back away from the stream. Hold on. Yep, that's right. If someone don't make time for you, I'm not gonna reserve time for them. Especially when I have other things I can do. And if you choose to, you know, give me a few minutes of your time, but then you change your mind or you do something else, or it's like, okay, well, I got other things I gotta attend to, so I can't just be focused on that one person. You know, that time I spent, or I thought I was gonna give to, spend time with someone, talk to them, hang out, whatever, and they showed me to the side. It's like, bye. I mean, there's nothing I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna sit here and cry over it. I got other things I gotta put that time and invest that time into. So, I learned when people act that way with me, thank you for showing me who you truly are and that you weren't worth my time. So, thank you for not wasting my time. So, Gnostic, take it as a blessing, baby. Don't take it as, a rejection or there's something wrong with you. You know, it's not you, baby. It could be them. Nice, Bob. That's right, Kathy and Gnostic. That's how I look at it. I'm Diamonds. So, Gnostic, I looked at it as, one door closes where a new door will open if you're just patient and hang out and wait just a little bit longer. And I know patience is always so hard to have, but know what you deserve. And if someone's going to make excuses of why they can't or they won't or they don't want to be better for you or be there or whatever it is. They're not the ones then. It's like I was talking to someone earlier today, and like I was talking about when you're in love. When someone really, really loves you, it's like the sun, the moon, the stars all shine around you. And they see it in your eyes. They see their world in your eyes. There's an energy about that, the way that person looks at you, the way they treat you. Like, they go above and beyond to always be there. And I remember what that was like when I had met the couch potato, and he built himself up for me. And I remember him saying that to me, that he wanted to be better. Why? Because he knew I deserved better. He wanted to be the man that he felt I deserved and the man I wanted. And that was true. And I knew he could be that person. And he did become that person. Um, and I watched him grow, and I stood by him, and I had to be patient while he kind of, got himself, together. Not that he was unorganized, but as he gradually grew, I watched him grow. And it was beautiful to watch, and it was very powerful. And I remember just all the times he would go above and beyond for me. I was the center of his world, and like I said, he always wanted to be better for me. Not just for himself, but for me. But I always wanted him to be better for himself, because he could be that person, with or without me, is what I wanted him to know. And he became that person up until, y'all know, he lost his job, and then that was it. So, does he invest that time or anything like that? After he lost his job, to still be that man? No. So he doesn't care. It's like it's gone. And like now, I just can't be with someone who doesn't want to be better for me and for us. To be that power couple, to take on the world, to build an empire, but yes, to fall in love and have that, romantic, happily ever after love story. That's what I need, and that's what I want. Yes, no stick. That's too. Hi, Shelby. How you doing, honey? No stick. I don't know what that means, baby. People have a way of looking at someone that when they're in love, you see it. It's not just, you see it and the person you're in love with sees it, but everybody around you sees it. And though some may not understand it because maybe they've never felt that way themselves to understand what that look is. But I know that look. I've had people look at me that way a few times in my life for me to understand it. And then I even watched it on the outside. I watched the way my daddy would look at my mama. And I watched it with my grandparents too. And I watched it with a couple other people. So I got to understand what that looks like. And it's beautiful. And one of these days, I'm going to have that again. I love that Gnostic. And I'm sure you did, baby. Like I said, people who've had that look, who have truly felt that way, they understand that look. And they know it. And they know it's nothing bad. People just haven't experienced it to understand it. But yeah. So I don't think some people understand when they stop having those feelings or doing those things, how it causes the flame to go out. And that's where, a lot of relationships will fail because people have taken each other for granted. Or they become so complacent to where there's always this thought of this idea, oh, well, I already did that. I got the person out. I don't have to do that anymore. You got that completely backwards. You got to consistently do exactly what it took to get that person, but people forget that. Is this Leo forgiving season, Kathy? I don't know what you mean by that, honey. Oh, dear Shelly. I love that, Debs. Well, no, Stick, that's a lot, baby, to have to go through and deal with. I really hate to hear that all happen to you, baby. I understand that too, Moonchild. When you have that person and they had the chance, but they let you get away. Yeah, no, some people don't know how to handle it, baby. Especially if they haven't experienced it themselves and if they're going through their own problems. So, no, Shelly, well, that's interesting. Yeah, it's their clear politics, honey. I can't get into it. It brings down my energy, you know. It's not that I can't talk about the real issues that are going on in the world. It's that I'm not here to do that. I'm here to help people in their personal life and give them that guidance they need. Um, you know, so like I said, this whole attitude about people being called simps, guys who are, to me, is the kind of man I want. A true gentleman is how I describe it, but others would say they're a simp, and it's like, and I just don't get it. But whatever. Oh, well, that's nice to hear, Shelby. I'm glad that y'all had a nice conversation, honey. Like I said, if you hadn't went down that dark rabbit hole, I would not. I could not have had that conversation. I mean, I could, but I understand you're at work, but yeah, I would have found a way to excuse myself from it. To be honest, it just can't be in people's energy like that. Bob, that's funny. Exactly, Shelby. And that's how I look at it too. Thank you, Bob. I love that, baby. Let's all manifest a paid reading because chat don't pay the bills. That's exactly right, baby. Oh, that's nice, Shelby. He gifted you that. Because if not, I'm going to shut it down in 20 minutes. and give myself a break. And then I'll probably start working on some of my other projects that I'm still trying to get put together. And no, I ain't telling y'all what it is. Y'all will have to wait for those who get to find out about it when I reveal it. Keep y'all on y'all's toes. Hey Moonchild, don't mention no chocolate, honey, because I left my chocolate pretzels and all that in the other room. I made me go get them though. Okay, Nostik. Good night, baby. Sweet dreams, honey. Have a good day. See you later, honey. Thank you for stopping in and saying hi. Well, good, Shelby. I'm glad. You have no food tonight, Shelby? Well, I haven't had anything but my chocolate stuff that I've been munching on is in the other room. No, I've missed you too, Kathy. Oh, I need to find something chocolatey. Miss Moonchild. I'm gonna probably have to go to my other room and get my chocolate pretzels you sent me. Yeah. Let's go find them. I knew I should have grabbed them when I came to my office, but I had my hands filled with a whole bunch of other stuff. Oh, you know what? Wait. I think I got some Reese's. At least I did. Here we go. Alright, Teddy. I'm sorry. Oh, I can imagine, Shelby. That would have been, you know, an interesting conversation. Not just knowing the fact that y'all have different beliefs, but beautiful. I mean, you see me. I mean, you never know. He might have been open to it. I guess depends on what he was discussing with you. And I know you know this, beautiful, but just a, you know, a reminder. Not all Christians are the same, just like not all witches are the same, honey. You know, some of them are like me. You know, they may not say it openly to their religious friends, their congregation, maybe in some of their family, but others, they'll openly speak about it and say yes, you know, even though they might believe in the Bible and those core beliefs, but they're open like me. So, raisin toast. Yeah, raisin toast is good if you got some apple butter. But I'm not a big raisin toast person. Moon pies. I haven't had a moon pie in a long time. Doesn't that have like marshmallows in the center of it? And chocolate on the outside? Oh yeah, I love cinnamon and sugar. Oh, that's good to know, Shelby. Same as a wagon wheel. What's a wagon wheel, Bob? Frozen moon pies, huh? No, Debs, I am, honey. I got this nutty butter I'm trying to open up. Just need to get a napkin. Let's see. So I'm just going to sit here and chat with y'all for the next 10-15 minutes. I'll munch on this. And then I'll grab something else to eat afterwards. After I turn the stream off. And then maybe I'll come back in a few hours. We'll wait and see. See what spirit guides me to do. If not, then I'll be back tomorrow. Alright. I'm be saying goodnight to y'all in about 10 minutes. Since I haven't had any paid readings. Sounds good, Shelby. I know I got some work I still gotta do. Good night, Kathy. Sweet dreams, honey. See you later. Mm, hot tea. That would be nice, too. Here's my hot tea. It's always nice seeing you too, Kathy. Sweet dreams, honey. Take care of yourself. Sending healing, love, and light prayers. Alright, Shelby. Sounds good, honey. You too. Sweet dreams to you. Have a beautiful day tomorrow. Maybe I'll see y'all tomorrow night when I'm back here. Or maybe I'll get on later in the morning. We'll wait and see. I pretty much am letting Spirit take the wheel from here on out before they shut me down completely, which I'm trying not to allow them to do. I reckon, Debs. Eternal saying that's right. But, there was supposed to be a night where you're supposed to able to see like part of the moon. And then something about 7 stars being aligned. I was thinking that's tonight, but maybe not. But like I said, I didn't pay attention outside to see if there was a moon out there. Alright, Bob. Well, I appreciate you, baby, being here. That's cool, Eternal. Debs, I get it, honey. I do it too sometimes. And I catch myself. And I gotta shut myself down and tell myself, no, I can't be over analytical, overthink, even being judgmental at times, I think. I know I can be a little, what's the right word I want to use? I guess sometimes I may have higher expectations of people than they have for themselves. So when they don't reach those expectations, I guess I get a little disappointed. But in the same regard, I have those high expectations of myself. So, and when I don't meet my own expectations, I come down hard on myself too. You were starting to worry? Well, yeah, and I guess I didn't say Thursday that I was taking Friday and Saturday off again because I'd already worked 5 days because I came on Sunday and I worked Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I was going to try and work the weekend, but come Friday, I mean, after I shut it down Thursday night, I was, I was, I was beat. And so naturally, my body shut down for the next 24 hours, pretty much. So I have to play it by ear because Spirit's really trying to get me to kind of like break up my time some and not be on here for several hours at a time, especially when there's not any paid readings going on. So they want me to pull some of my energy back to conserve it so I can go through and start working on other projects and do other things. And some of it involves the channel, other things involves other things in my life. So I understand what they're saying to me too. They're pushing me to take a week off work right now, and I told them no, can't do that, not yet. Doggone it, that reminds me again. I left my moon water out there in the windowsill, and it's still there. And thank you for saying goodnight, Bob. Oh, I understand, Debs. I'm sending love to you too, Moonchild. I sing to you, Bob. And I'm sorry I worried you, baby. I wasn't trying to worry you. And that's my bad for not making it clear. I was going to take those 2 days off. I possibly was going to try to work, but I wasn't promising I was going to be there. So if I pull my energy back a little bit each night, I might be able to work a 6th day or a 7th day like what I used to do when I first started the channel. Have to wait and see. But I want to conserve a lot of my energy for when I start the memberships for y'all. Excuse me. So waiting allows you to get the garden bed done. Well, that's good to know, babe, because I know y'all got other things going on besides being here with me. No, I love frogs. I saw one hopping around the other day. Well, my beautiful people, I guess it's time for me to say goodnight to y'all. I love that, Moonchild. Moonchild says, I understand you need your energy also. So before y'all go, manifest more paid readings for Amanda. Amen. Thank you, honey. I definitely need them. Nice, Bob. So yeah, everybody manifest some more paid readings for me. Oh, much love to you, Moonchild. Alright, my beautiful people. Like I said, maybe I'll get on later if Spirit says it's okay. If not, I'll be back, Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. So I hope to see y'all there. Until then, my beautiful people, I'm sending y'all much love and light, sweet dreams. Have a wonderful, beautiful night, day, depending on where you are in the world. Till next time. Good night.